Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled, Why did Moshe tell Paro that he was afraid that the Egyptians are going to stone the Jews if they sacrifice in Egypt? So it's fascinating. We read Parshat yesterday, Parshat Bet, where we go ahead and we are told and we carry out the mitzvah of setting aside the lamb for the Pesach 4 days before in Egypt. It's in Egypt, and that's where the sacrifice is done. And then a few chapters before that, in Va'era, when Paro tells Moshe, don't leave Egypt, do your sacrifices here. What do you have to go away for? Moshe says, we're afraid you're going to stone us. We're sacrificing your deities. So why in Parshat HaChodesh, we read yesterday, Moshe is not afraid? So this question asked by Rashachta, the Moradatra in Queens. Thanks for Goldstein, for Larry Goldstein, for bringing me the articles. It's Divrei Torah. That's a great question. And he says he looked around. He doesn't really see the Mefarshim asking such a blatant question. He has a few different answers. One is that when Moshe is having the discussion with Paro, so Moshe was never told by Hashem to go and sacrifice in Egypt itself. So therefore, he says, it's just not a practical plan. I have to be concerned. They're going to kill us. But in HaChodesh, Parshat HaChodesh, God tells Moshe exactly what to do. Take the lamb and tie it up for 4 days and sacrifice it in Egypt. So Moshe is hoping and assuming that together with the command comes divine protection. And therefore, he's not afraid what's going to happen. Hashem tells us to go sacrifice in Egypt, and obviously he's going to take care of us. But he didn't tell me that, so how can I go and assume everything's just going to be fine? It's a nice idea, it's a nice answer, it's a nice message as well. When there's no divine command, then Moshe has to work within the laws of nature and said, listen, we have an enemy here, they're going to kill us. I can't just assume divine protection. I only can assume divine protection is when there's divine guidance and divine obligation. With the divine obligation, he tells us to do something, then maybe I can assume there's divine protection. But otherwise, it's going to be reckless. It's a fascinating idea. It's a beautiful answer to the contradiction. Shalom.